First off, I want to say to Mr. Brown, my deepest condolences to you on your loss of your wife, and regarding the anything that the council can do in supporting you and your family. Just know that we're here for you. Dean, I just have to say that 7 more weeks that we count, you know, all the ways in which we can try and convince you to stay, we're going to at least try. Also, I just want to mention, someone had asked about the Affordable Housing Subcommittee. The Affordable Housing Subcommittee has met. In the last meetings, there was a subcommittee report that was placed there. So if you check that, the minutes from there, the documentations, you'll see the details that we have discussed during that meeting. During good and welfare, I just want to say that I listen to all residents. I listen to their concerns and their comments. Asking questions regarding things happening in our town is a part of my job, is what I consider a part of my job. And I take it really seriously. As elected officials, I believe it's so incumbent of us to be held to a higher standard. We are responsible to represent all of Teaneck in the best light we possibly can. As leaders, we cannot take off our council member's hat and put on our social media hat and post and publish divisive comments or articles that in any way promote hateful or racist posts and articles, or that in any way tarnishes the Teaneck brand that we have all come to love. We as leaders don't want in any way to contribute to reasons why buyers do not consider Teaneck a viable place to consider as their home. Nor do we want residents or employees to want to leave. Posting one-sided negative propaganda should not happen by any of us on the dais. If we are going to ever solve for the divide in this community, we as leaders have to make a commitment, obligation to act as leaders. Leadership matters now more than ever. Yes, I wrote the Peace and Unity Resolution with my colleague, Deputy Mayor G. And it had to be written. Why? Because the first resolution didn't reflect all the communities that were hurting within our township. It ignored a hurting community within our township. The Peace and Unity Resolution was an attempt to heal a hurt. I agree that harassment, threats, intimidation is wrong. So is all hatred, to include racism and Islamophobia. Such as also targeting fellow council members and calling them anti-Semitic for doing their job. I will always advocate for peace and unity within our township that I've called home for 40 years. I will always allow for wanting to make sure that we can, all of us can live in peace and harmony. I want to just simply say that when I was sworn in into office on January 3rd of last year, I took an oath of office to the Constitution of the state of New Jersey and to the United States of America to care for and to advocate for all 40,000 residents of Teaneck and all communities within the township. I will work positively to work toward a wonderful quality of life for all communities within our township. I will always seek the truth. I will always seek solutions to problems. That is why I'm sitting here. I will always ask difficult questions that residents want answers to. I will always seek to represent all residents and all communities. I will ask questions. I will always ask questions. That is who I am, and that is who I will always be. Thank you.
Thank you to all the Teaneck residents who stayed up with us today. I know it was a very long meeting. I am a proponent of keeping good and welfare open so that all can speak. I don't necessarily think everyone expects to hear an answer tonight. I think they do want their 3 minutes to share their feelings, their thoughts on this platform, and I think we owe it to them. This isn't a regular occurrence. It's, I think, one-off when there are contentious issues going on in town. Now, I just want to go on record formally. I absolutely condemn all hateful acts and any hateful speech that has occurred during protests here in Teaneck. This includes the protests on March 10th, as well as the protests at Teaneck High School and all the others. As Americans, we do have First Amendment rights, which protect our free speech, but I strongly believe that these acts of protest should always be nonviolent. They should always be respectful, and they should always be peaceful. I also pray that we refrain from labeling an entire community for the bad behaviors of some. I'm so incredibly grateful for our police officers and our town manager for taking all the necessary precautions to keep our community safe. I want to say that I hear you, our community members who spoke out, who say they are fearful. I am confident in Dean and our police officers that they will take the appropriate measures to continue to keep us safe. My heart breaks for the division that I have witnessed in this town for the last few months. We have a duty as council members to keep all of our residents safe and ensure that all voices are heard. In order to do that, I implore my fellow council colleagues that we lead by example. We have to stop the petty squabbles. We have to stop inciting discord on social media. Instead, let's do the work. If we disagree, let's disagree respectfully. But let's remember why we were voted into these roles and what we are supposed to do. So I ask you all to please continue to support programs like TILT and TLC. They're doing the work. Continue to support the ABCR. They want to do the work so badly. Cheryl Hall has called about this empathy training. I can't count the number of times. Continue to support the resuscitation of Leadership Teaneck. And let's not stop it from happening because of petty issues. This is what it's about, bringing people together for all the right issues. Let's stop being divisive. Let's lead by example. Thank you.